Hello?
Hello, yes, please, we can hear you.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
about to
I
start
want to
the
ask.
session.
Yeah, I
So
want to ask again. Yeah, I want to ask. Perhaps I venture, if there is denial of visa, what about the? Is there going to be the fund of the part payment being done for the tuition
yes,
fee?
yes, 100%.
Okay.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
My name is Sophia. I'm the head of their studies at them. And yeah, we're going to be commenting ASAP, but I just want to tell you something about, and I will introduce our guest speaker. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I think how we get started. All right, so I'm sure we've heard about studying system. Of course, that's why we're here. From maybe Facebook, Instagram, Adidigo FM, Fresh FM, or other radio stations. So we're an international education agency, and we recruit students from Nigeria, other parts of West Africa, from the Middle East as well, from London. Our head office is at London, and we have our branch offices in Tehran and, of course, here in Ibadan that we all are. Yeah, we have so many destinations, so many top destinations that we recruit students to. United Kingdom, if you look at the back there, you can see the flags. United Kingdom, Canada, Germany, Netherlands, Malta, some other European countries. We recruit students for undergraduate programs, postgraduate programs, high school, and so on. Next slide, please. Yeah, so these are our services. I've basically already said that. High school admissions. For if you have children, if you have siblings, if you have people that have like, I mean, minors that want to study A level, boarding school, and all that, we offer that service. If you have children that are below 18 and below that want to go for summer camp opportunities. So summer camp is basically like, I mean, students are now on holidays. So if you want them to have the experience abroad, just to go for a maybe a training session because there's football. We partner with Chelsea FC. Don't forget that. Not Chelsea FC per se. We partner with one summer camp body that deals with recruiting students to go to summer camp with Chelsea FC. So if you have people that are interested in that, we offer that service on the graduate and postgraduate, of course, together with diploma, which is the reason why we are here. We have free career counseling. We have counselors that are experts that can talk to you and give you tips on the best country and the best program that fits you. We also do visa application guidance, tuition discounts. I know we are all, everybody wants something that's very affordable. So we actually do have subsidized programs and accommodation assistance. Next slide, please. Yes, so these are the countries that we have already mentioned of the United Kingdom, United States, Canada, Netherlands, Germany, Finland, Iceland, Malta. So which of them that I mean, if you want to go to, we can help you with them and we'll invite them depending on how fast or slow you want the process to be. Yes, next slide, please. Yes, so these are some of our partner institutions. Oxford International, which is the reason why we are here. University of the West of Scotland, Birmingham City Universities, so many universities. This was, I mean, it's a small slide, so we couldn't put all of our partners here. But partner with so many institutions in the United Kingdom, partner with universities in Canada as well. Also, international is one of them. We partner with universities in United States of America as well. So these are just a few of the partners. Next slide, please. Yeah, so these are our student testimonials. These ones are just handwritten. Is it okay if we play a video for them to watch? I've been talking. I'm sure people are bored. It's just a second. Am I talking too fast, please?
No.
Am I worried? Yeah, so just a minute. If we can play it now, that's fine. Let's just round up. Okay, back to our slide. Yeah. So these are some of our students that we've helped through the process to Canada, to the United Kingdom. If you want to be one of them, You can begin your process with us today. Next slide, please. Yeah, so of course, the reason why we're here today is to speak to the regional manager, Oxford International, Victor Imbe. He's going to be speaking about the system program and the early childhood education program. So I'm just going to open the floor for him to come. Victor, the floor is yours. Thank you again for coming. I'll start the session with Victor. Speak to me. You can meet me at my desk there. We have freebies for you. We also have photo booth there. You speak to me, you take pictures, we give you freebies. Thank you for coming and have a great time with us. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, I missed one thing, please. Let me just say this. So my director is also here. If you want to speak to her directly, Mahin Shafiei, if you want to speak with her, she's here, and yeah, we're happy to speak to you. Thank you again.
Thank you. Hi everyone, good morning. Good morning. Oh, good morning. No, I think I'll give her a gift for at least attempting to correct me. Morning, everyone. My name is Victor. I work with Oxford International, and I'm excited to be here today with our partner Study with FM to share some very important opportunities that we have for people that are looking to start a new career in Canada. Let me emphasize that one of the very important reason why we are gathered here today is to look at some very fantastic options available for you, especially for some of us that are looking for something different. I know these days, if people want to migrate or jack back in that sense, they're always either come and do masters, come and do this, come and do NRES, and you've never really had something a bit different that would really give you that option of going directly to a skilled opportunity. And also, Canada is very unique as well. I'm sure you guys in Canada is the most popular destination. Everybody wants to go to Canada. And that's because Canada is migration friendly. And over the years, their policy has been channeled in such a way that it provides people with opportunities to come in to find, some good opportunities for themselves to work and also contribute back in the society. So I'm going to be talking about, or this particular opportunity is for a province called Nova Scotia. I'm sure some of us know other popular provinces like Ontario, British Columbia, Saskatchewan, and the rest of them. But this particular opportunity is for Nova Scotia. So Nova Scotia is a province toward the northeast, and the capital of Nova Scotia is Port Halifax. You can see it's bounded by the Atlantic Ocean. So it's a very maritime coastal city and very vibrant people. So over the years, it has experienced a decline in setting up professional workforce like social care workers, social care experts, early years teachers, and all that. And so they probably decided that, okay, why don't we open this from other nationalities to come in and fill up these jobs? And this is where we come in. So there is an opportunity, there's the vacancies, the vacancies that you need to fill in, but you will need a qualification that is Canada-based or even Nova Scotia-based. And this is where we come in as a college. So Oxford International College Halifax is located in downtown Halifax, just right around the corner, the pier there. And what we specialize in doing is training you on how you can take advantage of these fantastic opportunities that are there. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is the Continuing Care Assistant Program or the CARE program. So this one is a 6-month program. So we're running for 6 months. And within that 6 months, you're going to be not just in class learning, but you're going to spend a number of weeks also for your clinical placement and your mentorship opportunities, giving you a grounded overview on what it takes to become a social care expert. So we'll prepare you for that 6 months to become a social care expert. And at the end of that 6 months, you're going to be undertaking a certification exam. Now, this exam is not organized by us, it's organized by the province. It's going to be a provincial certification, and we're only preparing you for that 6 months to take this exam. The exam is taken 3 times a year, and you have a maximum of 3 attempts here at the exam. But most of our students pass the exam in first and second attempt. Now, once you finish this exam and you get your certification, you are now a qualified CCA expert in the province. Now, what does it take for you to take this program? Currently, the program originally goes for 20,000 Canadian dollars. Let me emphasize Canadian dollars. But we're running a discount for this program that will give you a $5,000 off, which should now bring it to 15,000 Canadian dollars. However, it has an immediate return on investment for you. So as soon as you finish this program and we help you facilitate the job offer, you can earn as high as 45,000 Canadian dollars working as a social care expert, either a personal care worker, or a support worker in the province once you are done. So imagine investing to learn a skill, get a certification in 6 months, and you're already earning money from that certification. So it's one of the best return on investment you can ever have. Even somewhat better than investing in getting a master's or something where you don't really know what you're going to do with it at the end of the day. And what does it take for you to be part of this program? It's just very simple. Your high school, your WAEC, your NECO, that's what we need. It's just basic qualification. As long as you have at least a credit 6 in your WAEC or NECO, you're good to go. And the age bracket we're looking for are people between the ages of 19 to 50 years of age. The ones who fall between 19 and 50 years of age, you're also good to go. The second program is early childhood education. So this one has to do with looking after children, working in nurseries, early years schools, and being able to manage young children. Because of the influx of young families to Canada in the past 2 to 3 years, there's been also a huge pressure on their early years educational system, that they're not just school. So they are now looking for people that can function as early years teachers. And this also has a huge return on investment for you as well, because early years teachers earn as high as 50,000 Canadian dollars. So it's a good opportunity if you want to work as an early years teacher in the province. And this also full time. This one you do it for 9 months. So you have 9 months to complete this early childhood education program. And this one is currently discounted to 13,500. It's a lot cheaper than the one for Canadian dollars, please. This program, for this 9 months, you're going to be doing a lot of practical opportunities. Now, unlike the care one, this one doesn't have any exam for those people that do not like examinations like myself. This program is going to be judged purely by observation. So it will show. If you're not good, by the time children start growing your beards or your wig and you start getting angry, you know that looking after children is not for you. So it's going to be purely by observation, and a lot of people prefer this because they don't get to write any exam. You just have to show how you're able to keep children in order, which is something you barely don't do very well, keeping them together, but you try. So now, how do you become a part of this program? So that's why we are here. We study with FM, our partners in Nigeria. And once you put in an application, we don't through them. You receive, in short, if you even put in the application today, you get an instant offer. And you receive the offer letter, and then you start processing it. Along the line, we require you to pay just 50% of the cost of the program. That's for the 13.5, for instance, you pay 50% from there, and then start processing your visa. Once you get your visa, the remaining 50% is paid halfway into the program in Canada. However, let me also emphasize that Canada allows you to work up to 40 hours a week, and you can earn up to $28 an hour. So which means as a student, you can make up to $5,000 a month working and schooling there. For our ECE program, for instance, we're also introducing a hybrid model where Normally our classes are 4 to 5 days, 8 to 4 p.m. But we're introducing a hybrid model now where you can do 2 days in class and the rest of the days virtual. So which means if you're doing the EC, you get to have more time to even work and make money for yourself. So there's a good opportunity to cater for your living expense while you're in school. And we have a career academy as well on campus. And the primary objective of this career academy is to ensure that every single student finds a job. So once you're finishing this program, we start preparing you to get a job, linking you to industry experts and all that. Most of our students get taken during their placement opportunities because the ones that perform very well will be retained by the places where they will have this placement opportunities. However, we also recognize that there might be 1 or 2 persons that may not be that lucky. So we also, once they come back to college, we start preparing them to find them something around the programs as well. And then how does this lead to permanent residency for you? It's very simple. Our responsibility is to ensure that, we give you this training, help you get this education, and then help you to take the job offer. However, it will interest you to know that part of the province's process to ensure that these people that are qualified living and working in the province do not move somewhere else. Maybe they don't move to Ontario, they don't move to British Columbia and all that. They are willing to offer you a free provincial nomination for you to stay back. So if you're qualified, if you're living in the province and you're working under this job category, you have a free permanent residence opportunity from them. So which means by the time you facilitate your job offer, you can use your job offer and apply it to the Nigerian social government for your free provincial nomination, and you get that approved in less than 2 years. So which means from the point you start the program, you can see how it takes you, not only gives you a new career pathway, it also gives you a job offer and also puts you in line to get the free provincial nomination when you're done. Now, can your family members join? I'm sure everyone is waiting for this part. Now, family members can join you. However, Canada is not like the UK where they have dependent visas while you're studying. And because the programs are short, we always advise that families wait till their loved ones in Canada they finish the program, they've gotten a job offer, or they are processing their permanent residency application. Then they can bring their family as part of that, which is a more permanent basis for them. Then they can always use the services of an immigration consultant in Canada to do that while they are there. Yeah. And in terms of accommodation, we also have some very fantastic accommodation options for you around the college if you choose to. If you also have a family in Nova Scotia that you want to live with, we do not object to that as well. Thank you. Yeah, so you've seen how the program has been able to impact the life of one of our students. And if you have any questions now, please feel free to ask on everything you've heard, and I'm happy to answer your question. Those online as well, if you have any question you want to ask, please you can drop your questions on the chat box or requests to unmute yourself so you can ask a question. All right, thank you so much. Yes, sorry. In Canada, yeah, not here.
So, where
Okay, so it doesn't cover your accommodation and feeding. So it covers the training, the job facilitation for you, your placement opportunities, everything you're going to be doing within that period. So on average, accommodation in Nova Scotia, you're looking at $1,500 Canadian dollars a month. Maybe another $500 for feeding. So let's say give it 2,000, 2,500 a month, depending on your lifestyle.
Considering how much they're going to get monthly.
Yeah, I mean, considering how much you make working monthly, I mentioned that if you're working as a student, you're making up to 5K a month. So if you look at it, it's still, it can still carry you very well with your accommodation and feeding. Yes. Yes, please.
I heard you mention students being
Yes.
I don't know, maybe it has changed. I remember changed.
Yeah, most countries 20 hours. Yeah, but Canada is 40 hours now.
40 hours.
Yes.
It has changed.
Yes.
It used to be 20
Yeah, it used to be. Yeah.
And secondly, I had a big conversation on so I wanted clarification on payments. Since you said for you to get an offer, I'm going to make 1,000.
No, after you get the offer.
After you get the offer.
Yeah.
So after you get the offer, during the visa processing and all that, if you give you a visa, you have to pay.
No, you pay 50% before you visa.
The question is, we don't pay payments. Is it
No.
50%?
No, so that's application. So our actual application fee is $350 Canadian. Yeah, but because we have so much interest in this program, we have a lot of applications. So we're trying to reduce the serious people from the unserious ones. So the 1,000, we put it at the 1,000, but you get refunded $650 if anything happens, because the original application fee is $350 Canadian. So that one is different from tuition deposit. So you pay that one before we interview you. So there's an interview process, because we need to check some things. Our entry requirement is very open. While NECO 19 to 50, So we want to make sure that anyone that's applying can communicate very well in English because of the jobs you're going to do. And we also want to check that you understand what you're coming to. Because we've had people in college for the care program, for instance, that will tell us, oh, I cannot touch a man, I cannot touch a woman, my religion does not allow me to see somebody naked. Whereas when you're doing care, you have to be able to do all those things. So we need to make sure you know that what you're coming to do. I'm going to look after children, not people that are using us as a pathway to, to run away in Canada. Because the program is already made in such a way that, you're taken care of from when you finish the program, you're getting a job, you're also going into the permanent residencies. So students don't really have any reason to behave funny when you get to Canada. You just have to follow the process and still get to the promised land. So, but once you understand that, we are good, yeah.
Yes, you said the cost of doing the child program is 35.
Yes, 35, yeah. Yeah.
Right? And then you also said likely probably going to be making around 50K, 45 to 50K for the child program.
Yeah, 50, yeah, 50.
Then for the household, it goes to 40%.
45.
So the cost of doing the child program is less, but the earnings will be more, and then the cost of doing healthcare is more.
There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. I can explain. So the care one, we started with the care one. So the care one has been on for 4 years now. I've personally recruited close to 400 students within West Africa for the care one. So that one is our most popular program. In short, that's what we're popular for. The EC is new. So we are trying to encourage people to move to the EC. That's why it's a little bit lower for us. We're trying to encourage people to move there because we do have a lot of, everybody wants the care one. And that's because they have family members, loved ones in Canada doing the care. Once people see somebody doing something, is that thing they want. And then that one you give to them, they don't want it, they want that very one. But let people know this one too is still there, and this one is new, is fresh. Right? So the possibility of even getting a job faster is better on the ECE, because we are trying to recruit people for that now. That one started this year. Yeah, so that's why we had to reduce the price. Because even when they were the same price at some point, but we had 10 times more people going towards the care than this one. So we had to just drop this one so that people will be interested cost-wise. Yes. No. Just your wire, the echo. Yeah. Yes, please. Yes, sir. Sorry, 1 second.
Is the 15K covers the visa processing?
No. That's different. That's different. Study with FM will facilitate your visa processing. But you pay your visa. Canada visa fees. The visa fee itself is 150 Canadian dollars. Biometrics 85. So that's 235. Yeah, study with FM will help you organize all that. But yes, of course. No, this money is just for your training in the school. It doesn't cover your visa. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you almost your costs? If you notice that
You find the initial cost.
Being the question in which set time.
Okay.
So it covers things like, okay, now if I say I want to come, or if I should go coming back, what I should prepare for.
Okay. Okay, so okay, so the study with FM, their processing is free. They don't charge you for processing. So the only thing is once you get your admission, you pay the 1,000. We conduct the interview for you. Once you pass the interview, you pay 50% and then process your documents for visa. Right? Because we would see your document for visa. Because we want to also look at it to be sure that it is good enough for you to apply for the visa. Now, once we are okay with the documentations for visa, we now issue you with your letter of acceptance and provincial attestation letter, which is the two documents you need to apply for a Canadian study permit. Then you apply for the visa. Now, once you apply for the visa, you got your visa, you come to the college, you join us. Of course, you sort out your accommodation and everything. But we can also help you an accommodation and you can make payments and all that. The remaining 50% we paid halfway into the program. So three months or 4.5 months, depending on the program. So you have time to balance, put yourself together before we now disturb anything. In terms of proof of funds, what you'll be looking at is between 35 to 40 million in your account, yes, for this particular program. Yeah. So however you want to do that is fine. You want to get a sponsor or you want to put money in your account, anyone is fine.
Because then ask the questions. So I'm guessing there's also something like I feel like because everyone is going to go back home.
So it's hard to put a cost into it because situation differs. So that's why I mentioned the key payments. For instance, we said you're not paying processing fee. We study with FM, right? Their services are free for you. So that one is out. You now have, after your offer, you know that you have 1,000 Canadian dollars. You also have 50% of your school fees to pay. The way it comes to the visa is 235 Canadian dollars, 235,000. Because Canadian dollars is 1,000 to, well, that's $1 Canadian dollar is 1,000 naira. Yeah. So, but when it comes to bank statements, some people may have the money, some people may want to do POF, some people may want to use their family members as sponsors. So the situation differs. So I can't tell you, okay, you're going to spend this amount of money because to you might spend that money, to another person, they might spend less. Yes, and depending on what they have in this process. And some other person, maybe somebody would want to pay their visa fee for them. So the budgets differ. But the most important thing you need to take home is what you're actually paying to the school and your visa fee. Yeah, every other one is peripheral.
Excuse me.
Okay.
That's why.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Understand?
The study with yourself can help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, can I get it?
Hello, everyone. So for the proof of fund, we are not exactly affiliated with a bank, but we can give you contact details of bank agents that our students have used in the past, and they are very trustworthy. So once you begin the process, you get their contact. It's time for you to show your bank statement. Now you want to begin your proof of fund. Of course, yes, we give you the contact number. Does that answer the question?
Because the student that the study of them as assisted in the past, what was the cost?
Because of tuition.
Okay.
Okay, my question. Now, I'll start with tuition and then progress to that question you asked. Now, the tuition is 13,500, and the living expenses in Canada for a year is about 21,000 Canadian dollars. So let's say the tuition, the student pays the full tuition, the entire 13,500. They will need to show just the living expenses in their bank statements for 6 months. Now, 21,000 Canadian dollars is about, let's say, 30 million naira. Of course, different banks with their different rates for people. Some of them will charge you 2.7% per month. So that's 2.7% per month. You need to show a 6-month bank statement. It has to be there for 6 months. So you can just do like a rough calculation of that. It's not like it's an exact figure. Again, let's say the student pays the 50% needed from the 13,500. They will need to show their tuition balance plus the living expenses. It has to be in their account. That's a higher figure, of course. So it depends on the situation of the applicant. It's not an exact figure. If we give you an exact figure, we might be misleading you. Yeah. Yes, please.
For a case number where you have a 6 months program, the sum of between 1,000 and 20,000 living expenses for 1 year.
Yes,
So
please.
6 months is the program.
Mhm.
So I know that the is 6 months.
Yeah.
You can't show 6 months.
No, you can't. You have to show the full 1 year living expenses. Now, as you may know, Canada is, IRCC is they're very quick to refuse visa on the basis of finance. Yeah. So we don't want that kind of situation. So we just want them to be very much prepared for their visa. So you have to put that full living expenses in your account, and it has to be, for the entire period, yeah. Not for 6 months. We don't have that. Anybody that wants to make you maybe cut costs, I just be leading you to the visa refusal.
So the visa processing now, instead of someone
The visa.
all of that. I've gone through the trouble of applying.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Is anybody handling it expressly? We just provide the information for the application and the entry letter of what do you call it now? Focus of letter of statement of purpose and all that. Somebody handles all that. We just provide the data.
Okay, yeah. So for the application, I'll start from the top to the bottom. For the application, we will handle it at no cost, of course. Now, for you to get your card, we will handle that. That's from Oxford International. Yeah, we will handle all of that. We can handle your visa. We'll ask you for the requested documents. However, sometimes we like to service of a third party, a visa expert. This is something that we are not visa experts, but sometimes we like to do that, and this is their major focus. And that will be as a alternatively, if you don't want that to happen, the will handle the process for you. Yes.
Please, can you give us all the associated forms?
Yes. Okay, like I said, yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Picture. Yeah. I saw the. I'm so sorry. I can't collect your name. I know that you is a gent.
Yes.
So now, having I need all the facts that I need to get. I did it for you get your
After you get the admission.
yes. At what is it from this 1,000 you get the 650 refunded?
Yes.
From this one, at what point do you get the 650 refunded?
So when you have a visa refusal,
when you have a visa.
Yes. Or you
Now
go
I
there.
want to ask, why a visa is refused at this particular this kind of program, well organized program, affiliated with the university? Why will
Victor, sorry, let me just answer a question and then I'll trade to you. Now, she asked me a question about can they show 6 months bank statement instead of 1 year? In a situation where student shows that 6 months, says, okay, I want to cost, I'm dividing 21,000 into 2. They're showing how to instead of the annual living expenses. Immigration can refuse a visa on the basis of financial evidence. Do you understand? That's one of it. Now, students as well can show maybe they don't have home ties. I'm showing home ties back to their home country. They can refuse. Let's say you are going with your entire family. This is not for this program. Let me say for MBA and all of that. They can refuse your visa on the basis of you don't have strong home ties. Sometimes Nigerians don't like to do things right. I'm sorry to say that. They want to go with their entire family. They don't have landed properties. They don't have all of that. You can be refused on that basis. Victor. Thank you. That's again.
why we need to accurate condition precedents to do this program. So we think all what you give to us, like the way I'm saying, we need a 1 year. Anybody that does anything below that knows that it's not following the conditions.
Yeah.
So take it that you are going to follow the conditions that you consider 100% that can give us 100% guarantee for this program. Those are the we want you to move to us.
Okay. Tuition fee is 13,500 Canadian dollars. Students are expected to pay 50%. The living expenses is 21,000 Canadian dollars. So whatever tuition you have paid, the balance of it plus your living expenses has to be in your account for 6 months first to get the PAL and the LOA. We advise that the money is in the account till students get their visa. The visa fee, because when you say the visa fee, the medical secretary is going to say that. Well, that's like the first part up until getting the PAL and the LOA. Yeah. Victor, the visa fee.
Okay, so the visa fee, I mentioned it earlier, 235 Canadian dollar for the visa fee. Yeah. Yeah, so that's about 235,000. Yeah, visa biometrics. Yeah, visa is 150, biometrics is 85.
Someone put an existing biometric.
Yeah, Canada biometrics lasts for 10 years. So you just resubmit your biometrics letter.
So that means it's going to be strictly
150 years.
So I hope that answers the question. So your proof of fund is dependent on what exactly it is you're showing in your account. If you pay more than the 50% or you pay the 50%. And it has to be, the money has to be in your account up until you get your visa. But before that, we need a 6 months bank statement to begin like the visa application process. Does that answer the question?
But like I mentioned, it's on a case-by-case basis. You can have immediate family member sponsors. Yeah, maybe your husband is sponsoring wife, father is sponsoring daughter, brother is sponsoring sister, things like that. So these also affect the cost of the process. And so that's why sometimes it's difficult to quantify. Because Mr. A can have a father that has that amount of money in the account. So the PF money is eliminated from the process for that person. Mr. B may not have, he may have to incur that cost. Mr. C may have friends that will put all that money in his accounts, for him. So it differs on a case by case basis. So that's why for that it has to be, you have to come on a different day, sit down, discuss your peculiar situation, and the team will fashion a plan that will suit your particular situation.
Sorry, please. Do you have any office in Lagos? It might be too somehow for us to come back again from Lagos to come back to Ghana.
Yeah, currently we don't have an office, but we plan to be coming regularly to Lagos to just like open days, get meet with our clients, because we know that we do have our clients that are based in Lagos. But right now we don't have an office in Lagos. We are in Port Harcourt as well, and of course here in Ibadan at the moment. Yeah.
Good
But we
morning.
have so many inquiries that requires us to come to Lagos. I mean, the team is very much happy to do that. Can just meet somewhere and speak with the clients.
For example, if I get all my funds right, maybe I put in an application for my wife before I leave now, or I put in for myself. The process of maybe it's convenient for me and make the payment as will I now still come back?
So the thing is, all these things can be done virtually. You don't have to physically present. That's the thing.
I requested for this virtual will have connected virtually.
No.
That's why
So sorry, but this was actually
I requested that if the virtual send us the link so that we can connect.
No, we want to. I think the idea was there was a need for people around the environment to come around the office. There are people that so we ask people to indicate if
I
you want.
indicated we coming from Lagos. I started chatting since 7 a.m.
Already be coming from Lagos.
Yes.
And maybe it's good for you that you wanted to see the people that are going to be processing it for you.
Customer service person refused to respond.
Oh, sorry about that.
Which is a good thing.
But it's fine.
No, but I think it's a good thing that you've come to see the office, right? So that, yeah, so that.
Personally, like, apologies. It's just because, like, we didn't have planned time. So as you see, being in a noise sometimes is a difficulty. And you're trying to sort it out. And kind of get more tickets on these people. We finally managed to make sure that they're alive. And for those that couldn't from the first, especially quite far, we just asked them to donate. If we could manage it, then we would listen. That's what we do. I'm so sorry. It's good. We are very pleased to see that. Hopefully, with your application, we can do something like that.
Thank you. I want to say something. Okay. I don't know if I'm speaking on behalf of people. You know the conditions of the country at the moment. Now,
Let me ask you, do you work with Labour Congress? Because you speak like a comrade.
No, really. None of us.
Yeah, I understand.
None of us believe that Nigeria will be this good.
Yes.
None of us. I returned from US in 2017.
Okay.
Because my business was.
Yeah.
I returned with all my family. Now, when COVID came, it was a good story.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to say, okay, if I'm to bank on my family, my wife's bank, so I'm trying to on that. And in 2020, I asked a particular question for a customer. I don't need to pass information. So I want to see the CAC document. Where I'm the one that asked that question. Whether study with FX is registered. If it's registered, I want to know the verifiable address. I want to have the CAC document for my information. I want to know the office in UK. I want to know the office in Canada. And they sent the office in UK, which is verified. The office here also I verified. But the CAC number, they refuse to send it to me. Okay. And I said, whether you send it or not, I will be there. Why I said the testimony that I saw looks very original to me.
Yeah.
And it convinced me like that.
Yeah.
I've had a breakfast in the past. In 2020, I can single-handedly give you 50 to 100. I can do that. Okay, I have that number. Do you get it?
Yeah.
But in 2020, we did it. 6.8 million was taken from us. I have documents here. These are big job offer. You see, a big job offer. 2020. These are fake working permits. You see everything. They say I have the date one. I've told the president that I will portray you now. Even if it is 40 years from now, we are going to have justice. And we just kept it there. So I fully refunded all the people that got that. Do you know? It cost me what I lost 21 years of this. So we just started thinking, I'm an accountant, I'm a business administrator, I'm a net banker, I'm a professional transporter. Okay, and presently I distribute chicken frozen in Nigeria, chicken Lagos. So if I want to leave this, because Nigeria cannot work and that's why I want to be in Israel. Okay. And if I go into a place, I want to be sure I know it's going to come out. That's why.
So
Now we have push on to 21 days, 15 and 10. I'm confusing the days that I'm not getting.
no, there's no 21K. 21K is living expense.
21 living expense that must be in the account was either of these.
Okay. So would you want me to have let me have a private consultation with you?
It's fine.
Yeah, when we close this. Yeah,
It's fine.
so I can answer your question.
I have to go back.
Okay, that's fine. Because we have the next set of people downstairs. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right, no problem. So if you have any further questions, I could meet. Okay, yeah, the online questions, please.
Okay. But if you want to have a one-on-one consultation with Victor or my director, once we're done with this, just Great question.
We're not tomorrow was on Monday, because we can't be like few days.
Hold on, let's look at
It would be much better if we just arrange the topic before, or we don't like anybody that's. Okay.
So you call me.
We could have it that fix it was for the WhatsApp, we can arrange it for on Monday. We can make
I'll send to my
This is online questions, Victor. So we need so that you can understand them.
Everyone of us like wants to have any kind of question or you want to leave your number, we'll be back. And if you are serious, we can say to you, and we know about Canada, especially for this gentleman asking you the refusal, why this refusal in my country. You will know like different countries have different stay here to be better. Different countries have their own like regulations for the visa information. And we can't really say on behalf of them the reason. We just can study more to understand how they just have put their score for each of these. But what we see is mainly regular fake documents they give them to the immigration service is going to be fake, especially if it's coming to the financial paper, you need to prove up the price. That's what people they cannot afford, and they're just trying to find the other not really advisable at all. Because with the fake document, we banned it for 5 to 10 years. You are not you cannot even to lie if you have job whatever. If you just lie to the service situation, any country, rather than they can be 5 years or 10 years. So it is not something they come. Of course, maybe not the time for someone who to apply right now, but it's better to think it properly, and by the time you put for one that, in 6 months or a year later, that would be much more advisable than just trying to find other way to get in. But generally, it's just these two main reasons for me. Of course, we try to advise because of this difficulty, like in UK, we apply for the visa, we don't charge at all. But Canada, because it's not very clear, the rule and regulation, we advise them to use services there, and they're going to charge you. Also, for this week, definitely for the next 7 days, if you register, you might accept it. If you get the visa, we can charge the money back. That if you solicitor charge you for $500 Canadian dollars, then you will visa at home, we can even invest at 100 too. But just for the people register this. The registration doesn't mean you have to have your bank account ready. You can do the application. If you get the offer, you pay the £1,000, you can wait for your bank statement to be for 6 months. when you get the visa, 100%, which I believe, if all of documents ready, like, properly get it to the immigration service, you are right. I think Victor can like confirm that. We had lots of students from Nigeria and whole West Africa. Because Victor, he is just representing Oxford International for the whole Africa. He's a different artist and he knows about all of this aesthetic, like when the people apply for the visa and how to like, get the visa if the document is okay.
Yeah, so like you said, we will make sure we vet your documentation in the best shape possible. But I mean, before you get to the visa stage, of course, you need to start the process first. But from time to time, you will get advice as you're in the process of how to go about it. Yeah.
Also, on the basis of refusal, when the documents are not genuine, college will not refund your money. So your documents have to be very, very legit.
Before the
All your money is gone if your documents are fraudulent. No matter the country is, the UK, once you bring documents that are not genuine, and they sometimes, most of the time, fraud, embassy will check the bank. So if it's not accurate,
Please,
financial.
yes. Please, it escaped me again. At what point do we pay the 50%? Is it after the visa is out or before?
No, before visa.
Before we put in
here, before you put in for visa.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll just take a few online questions here. Victor, please can we use the dollar account for football?
Yes.
Okay. Somebody's asking the proof of fund amounts. I think you've already mentioned that. Yeah, there's another question here for you, Victor. What about candidates who already has Canadian temporary visit visa? How do you get study permit?
As a Canadian.
Canadian temporary visit visa. Currently on the
Yeah, it's the person has to apply
for
in
students.
Canada.
Okay. Yeah, I think these are the questions that are here. Tim has already answered most of them. Okay, thank you everyone. We have for that.
Hi, sorry. Someone is asking if the school is a DLI institution.
Yeah, Victor. Is it
Yes, of course. Yeah, I shared the DLI number on my screen. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a designated learning institute. Okay, that's all. Thank you, everybody.
Hello.
Yes, please. Faith.
Hello.
Yeah.
My question, I just dropped a question now. I don't know if I can use both dollar and naira account.
Yes,
Can I combine both? Okay.
Yes.
Then I have an ongoing process for my study permits. I've not gotten result yet from that. Can I start this?
You applied for visa.
Yes, I have for study visa.
You have to wait for that.
Okay.
Victor, can I say you now?
070 Alternatively, you can reach us to 091 470 4344. Please would appreciate if you can keep calling on Monday.
Please, for our online viewers, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box, or you can unmute your mic and ask your questions, and we'll attend to it.